I'm James.
And we're bringing you episode 3 of Trash Talk.
And Tall Tales.
All right, James. I have another topic for us.
Let's roll.
The basic topic is, well, I'm going to name it. The name of the topic is Blast from the Past.
I like it.
I've been on Reddit, and I've read a couple stories about people with in relationships where their significant other has a promiscuity problem, if you will. Now, they found this problem out after the fact, after the relationship had been on, I don't know, average 6 months. So my main question to you is, if you're in a relationship with someone, most definitely after 6 months, let's just say average a year. If you're with someone for a year and you found out they had some promiscuity, quite a bit of, I don't want to say looseness, because that's not a good term.
That's a relative term.
That is a relative term. But if they were very what's the word? Promiscuous in their past, how would you handle it?
Me personally.
You personally.
I feel like this, Marlon. If you love someone, that really shouldn't matter. Everybody's got a past. Everybody who's in the present has a past.
You're right.
And if you're only basing your current feelings off stuff that happened before you, or you're constantly worried about it, then to me, you don't love that person. If it bothers you that they had this past, then you don't need to be with them, because it's always going to be an area of contention.
Okay.
You're always, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. So what you're saying is that you can actually love someone in a year.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe in love at first sight, brother.
Oh man, absolutely. Me too. I've already told you that I'm a romantic person at heart. Let's just say if you're married with this individual, because I mean, let's just say, let me point the picture. Let's just say you're married to someone, and you've been married with them a minimum of 5 years. Okay, a minimum of 5 years, and you go with your wife to her high school reunion. All right, and you found out some deep, dark, dirty stuff. I mean, some stuff that you would click off on Pornhub. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And would you just brush it off? Now, she didn't. She wasn't open and honest about this, because of course she thought she was going to get judged.
Oh,
so
that's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, you said if you truly love someone, the past is the past. Everybody has a past. That's what you said.
Well, so if they love you truly, they won't lie to you, will they?
Well, I'm sure a lot of people don't want to be judged. I mean,
100%.
Fear of judgment is pinnacle. So if you're married to this individual for 5 years and you go to the high school reunion and someone just up and talks to you thinking that you knew already about how they whatever took in the locker room, whatever, or let's just say the high school football team was very friendly to her.
That's a tough pill to swallow as
a man. It is a tough pill to swallow.
Or for anybody. Even, I believe, on the women's side, this would be tough for your husband to be in that position where you go to a high school reunion and he's friendly with every girl's team that was there.
Squad.
Yes. But I will say this. Everyone, like I said before, everyone has a past. It may not be as checkered as others, but what I'm going to tell you, and I want this to resonate with all of our listeners, because I think it's very important. Some of us are playing on different game settings. Now, Marlon, I'm going to ask you, have you ever played Madden football before?
I can honestly say never.
Well, that would make this conversation a lot easier to explain if you have, but
well, I'm sure a lot of the viewers have.
I would say so. basically the premise of what I'm saying is you have settings on these games. And Madden, you have rookie, you have pro, all pro, I believe, and all Madden. All Madden is the highest difficulty that you can have. AI does crazy things. It makes it hard for you to do anything on that game because it's like the game already knows what you're about to do before you do it.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is during that situation or that period of that person's life, you don't know what their game settings were on. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in my life, my settings are on all Madden. I'm not on rookie mode. I'm on all
about
Madden.
In the game itself, or are you talking about
The game of
your
life.
sexual?
No. Just the game of life in general. Some people out here, like I had a friend, we talked about this. There's people out here that are on basically creative mode where they don't take any damage. They, have unlimited inventory and they get to do whatever they want to do. My life is not like that. I'm on all Madden.
Okay, so how does that relate to sexual promiscuity?
Well, I'll
Are you saying
gladly
that?
answer. I'll answer this question
I apologize.
because a lot of people don't put themselves in that person's shoes. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Whenever you're going through something, you'd be surprised how you actually respond. You can say it all day long that, oh, if I was going through this, I wouldn't do that, or I would have done this. That's easy to say until it actually happens to you, because you'll end up doing a lot of times the same thing you said that you would never do just because of the situation. Now, we don't know what led to that promiscuity. We have no idea. Maybe it was a lack of
it's usually
confidence.
The father. It's usually the father.
And it can be, but maybe it was lack of confidence. Maybe they thought to do that, they would, be more accepted by people. You don't know why people do certain things. But the thing is, if it bothers you, you shouldn't be with them. Because to me,
after 5 years. That's what I'm saying. After 5 years.
Well, did they lie? You said she lied about it.
No, I did not say she lied.
Oh, I
no,
thought that's
sir.
what you said.
No, I said she was just not upfront and honest about it. There is a difference.
My question is, why wasn't this question asked during the dating phase?
Because fear of judgment. Nobody tells you about the weekend with Bobby Brown. Nobody tells you about the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dude, I can totally understand why people lower their numbers. I honestly believe that's human, absolute human. No one wants to say that they had 20 people in the back room. That's normal.
Nobody wants to hear that. That's for sure. But I think going back to the main thing we're talking about here is, if this bothers you, it doesn't matter what time period you're in. You can be 10 years in with somebody. If it's going to make you question the way they maneuver through y'all's life together or your relationship, if you're going to be constantly thinking about if they're not home within the next 5 minutes, what are they doing or who are they doing it with or whatever, that's a terrible life to live.
Oh,
it is absolutely terrible.
I'm sure.
So my thing is, even if it gets to the point where it bothers you, you don't need to be with that person. Even if you're married. Because I feel like this, Marlon. I told you, I'm a believer in love at first sight. And I believe love covers all.
Hold on. I remember an episode where I was calling you cynical, where you said true love doesn't exist.
It does exist. I said it's hard to find.
True that. You're right.
But I can fall in love with somebody and they not be in love with me. That happens all the time.
That's absolutely, that's normal. That's most people are friggin' an unevenly yoked love.
Unevenly yoked. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, if that love doesn't cover all those past mistakes or decisions that they made, I got a question. Do you actually love this person or not?
Okay. So you would be able to just let it go?
If I love that person.
No, you're married to this person.
That don't mean you love them. That don't mean you love them. We've had this conversation.
I understand, but what I'm saying is that you're married to this individual, and we're only talking about you. So if you're married to this individual, and I know you're not going to marry someone that you don't love, if you're married to this individual for 5 years and you hear about her past, how do you proceed? Do you just let it go?
If I love them.
James, we've already
I'm just
discussed that you love this individual.
Oh,
We've already
if I love her, it's no problem because love covers all. If
Okay,
I
so
don't,
you wouldn't be slighted in the least. You wouldn't
if I
hold a
love her,
grudge.
no,
What do you
no.
mean? If you we've already discussed that you love her. This is the woman
Okay,
that you love.
okay. Then she's straight. Her past is forgiven.
Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. Makes
Well, I'm
sense to
just
me.
saying, like I said, the caveat is you gotta love them, and that's real love. It's not this fake love that you see people have in their relationships, like they saying they love somebody, but deep down they wish they was with their ex, or deep down they still think about holding so and so.
The
So
X Factor. The
yeah,
X Factor. That could be an episode within itself.
and I'm sure we will dive into that at some point.
Absolutely.
So what about you? You asked me, question right back at you.
Um, my first response would be probably, why didn't you trust me enough to be open and honest? And to be honest with you, now I'm a firm believer that past actions don't promote future actions. Now, what I'm saying is that if a person is a cheater in the past, that does not mean that they're a cheater in the future. I know a lot of people disagree with me, but I do believe that people can change. I do believe that individuals change every day. I'm an optimist. Always been an optimist. But in the same vein, I would wonder, why wasn't she why wouldn't she want to tell me the truth? You know? And I believe that the truth, the the earlier the truth comes out, the easier it would be to be in the end. That's just what I think. I mean, if I find out, let's just say, for instance, cheating. We're not talking about cheating, but let's just talk about cheating for a second. If someone cheats on you, it's so much easier for them to come forward and tell you everything that happened, get it all out in the open, you know what I'm saying? As opposed to someone finding out.
True, honesty is always the best policy when it comes to
Absolutely.
relationships. Agree
Absolutely.
100%.
Because we know it's going to be a hard pill to swallow, but it's always best up front.
I agree with you. Good synopsis there, if that's what we want to call that. I do have one thing to say when you talk about the change. I agree with you. People can change. But I'm going to say this, and I hope the people in the back hear me. You can't expect change from somebody who doesn't have any sense. Let me say that again. You can't expect change from someone who doesn't have any sense.
Well, okay. All right. I love that. I most definitely love that. But I think a lot of people say that they've changed and they haven't truly changed. It's only a means to an end. For instance, forgiveness. People ask for forgiveness, but do they really mean that they want forgiveness? No, they just want to get away with something.
They want you to move on to the
They
next.
want you to move on.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's the thing, and I will say this: I am a firm believer in change too. Anybody has the ability to change. It's do you want to? I've seen alcoholics go sober, cold turkey. So I know you can change. That stuff can be changed. You just got to have somebody who actually has the want to and the capability to restrain themselves
And
from
it's not.
certain
It can't be surface
behaviors.
level. It can't be
No,
surface
it's got to be
level.
deeper. It's got to be deeper.
Absolutely.
They've got to want it. But if a person doesn't want it,
They've got to
they're not going
want
to do
it.
it. They
That's
got to
spelled
want it.
WANT. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm from the country, man. So
Both of us
it is
are,
what it is. It were what it were.
and it's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Exactly.
All right.
So
You got anything else to say on it?
yeah, basically, like we all have a past, man. We all have a past. And if it bothers you, I'm just going to reiterate this. If it bothers you, you might have to check your love for that person because love covers all. And I know some people are going to be like, well, That sounds like a very submissive freaking, way of thinking. But love does cover all those past mistakes or whatever. If you love that person, you don't care about that. Because she or that other person is the apple of your eye at that point.
Are you a believer in therapy?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because I'm 100% for therapy. 100%.
I am. If you get a actual therapist that wants to help and not take your money, that's a whole nother subject. But you do have to do the work for yourself in therapy. You got to be 100% honest with yourself and your feelings in therapy for it to work. You can't go in there with the mentality that I'm going to show this therapist that I'm actually a really good person and not tell the truth about myself. That takes self-reflection, and not a lot of people have that.
It's a hard mirror to look into.
For sure. And I think we're at time for this episode.
All right, absolutely. I'm sorry. I was about to keep going, but
hey,
yeah.
We can have a part 2.
All right. Well, I appreciate everyone taking the time out of the day to watch us. As always, my name is Marlon.
And I'm James.
Thank you for watching Trash Talk and Tall Tales.
Tall Tales.
Take care.